Hello, sixth graders. Welcome to upcoming week 9. So you are all done learning about the moon phases, and Mr. Gegwich this week is going to be teaching you about eclipses. So for our virtual class, please note the time is different. Because of Memorial Week, there's no school on Monday, so then our class is going to be Wednesday from 11 to 11:30. So that's the time that I'll be kind of live through discussion to answer your questions. Before you do ask me questions, though, it is so helpful, I believe, to kind of walk through this lesson with me right now, YouTube, and your link will be up here as soon as I get it. Second, Mr. Gegwich has created a video that you will be watching. And then I have created for you a document in your materials folder called Week 9 Eclipse. That is basically several steps of his assignments put into one Google Doc that you can kind of use to create your notes as we go through. Specifically, of those 5 items, what does next week look like? Well, item 4, you are going to be making your own eclipse model. That is a 10-point assignment that you will be submitting either a image or you will be submitting a picture of, so either a snapshot or a drawing. Okay. Then there is going to be an 8-point eclipse assessment. So 2 things that you will have go in the grade book. An optional activity is you can post to a discussion post called Space Math Calculations after you do a little bit of math this week. That one is an optional post. So let's go ahead and look specifically at the lesson. In materials, online learning, astronomy unit, we will have a red week 9. Remember, right now we are in week 8. I pre-record these different sessions so you can look at them ahead of the weekend. But today's Friday. I need to keep week 8 live because that's what we're in. But when you're ready to work next week after the holiday, this will be red, week 9. So what I'm referring to is this week 9 eclipse. This is a document I created that you will be able to go through. Item 3, this is going to be your optional discussion board if you choose to go ahead and share your calculations of a little space math. Item 4, this is where you will submit your assignment. You'll make your own eclipse model. Item 5 is a little different. This is actually an answer key. So I trust you're not going to look at it until you've done items 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you can look at item 5 and double check your answers. So that's like an answer key right there. Then your quiz. The quiz is actually 8 points. It's not 10 points. So let's go ahead and look specifically at this week 9 eclipse. I've got it up at the top for you so that you'll look at that first. Here you have it, week 9 eclipse. Before you begin, please watch the eclipse lesson intro video from this week's guest teacher, Mr. Gegwich from Chief Canaan. You'll click on this link and then you will watch his lesson. You're going to have an introduction to solar eclipses. He's going to have you watch a video and then he explains the video a little bit, and then you're going to do some work. You're going to do some work that I am not going to grade. However, all of these activities, do the work, use the work when you have the final assessment. It's referring back to your notes. So you're going to answer questions in your lab or journal, all right? What surprised you about the eclipse? And what did you already know about the eclipse? And then draw a model of what you think a solar eclipse is occurring. Show the position of the sun, earth, and moon. Rays from the sun drawn as pointed arrows. It's called a light ray diagram. Use shadows or shading, so anything that you think might be shadowed or saved, and then label everything. And then what you're going to do is learn about the lunar eclipse. Again, watch a couple little videos, share your initial thinking, and draw a model. Item 3. Here's a little bit of space math. Mr. Gegwich did a fantastic job with giving you information about why the sun and what is the actual question? Why the sun and the moon appear to be the same size from our perspective on Earth. The work that you're going to be doing with a calculator, you can use a calculator. He talks you straight through it right here with all of this information. All right. I want you to do the math, but here's the optional part. If you want to share your thinking after you do the math, you could do that on the discussion post. Okay. But that part is an optional discussion post. Item 4, here is your first of the 2 graded assignments. You are going to create a model of your own eclipse. He has very clear directions here of what you will be doing. Ultimately, create a document to share the image of your solar and lunar eclipses. Submit your assignment in Schoology. There's a link in that Schoology's materials that's labeled the 10-point assignment of both of them. And I'll be grading that with a rubric. Then here's your item 5. Compare your original model diagram of the solar and the lunar eclipses. So at this point, if you get down here, you can go ahead and peek at those at the answer key. And then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to take your quiz, 8-point quiz, and you'll find that as well in the materials folder under school. So I've just taken us from this document that will guide your entire week's lesson back to the folder, where if you choose, you can do your post here. But this is where you will submit your model of the eclipses. And then this is where you will take the quiz that you will be graded on. And remember, item 5 is the checking your model, checking your pre-thinking. So that kind of does it for this week's week 9 lesson. I've got a couple things I want to go over. One's a tip and then one's a what's upcoming. So again, under materials, you guys, I have this folder, Distance Learning Docs and Technology Tricks. I keep referring back to it to a couple of you on messaging. Only look in this folder if you're having trouble doing some of the technical pieces. So like for this week, how to, under this how to folder, if you are struggling with how to insert or take and upload a picture, there it is. If you're having trouble with how to make or insert a video, this how to make a flowchart, this would be helpful if you are creating an image like a flowchart or a family tree. That was kind of our 7th grade thing, but how to then insert it in. So maybe for some of you, this might be helpful with your model. Please use the resources that I'm giving you. We're at a distinct disadvantage where, again, I'm trying to teach to the masses, but I need you to help yourself. It's almost like the entry task. Remember, you would walk in, you would prepare your desk. That's so that I didn't have to 147 times tell people how to create their desk space. That's what this is, because not all of you need this, but it's there for all of you. Okay, and then the last piece of additional kind of information this week is I appreciate everyone that took the district survey about the online classes last week. Thank you. Now what the district has done is they have created a survey for you to take about your individual classes. Now, I'll be honest, I wish we could edit the survey so that I could ask you questions about my particular class. However, this is my ask. Take the district survey with the questions that the district wants data on. Then next week, what I want you to do and what I invite you to do, please is message me with suggestions or message me with anything that the survey doesn't cover that will help me know for science what your needs are or what's working or whatever it is that the survey doesn't cover. There's no way for me to edit it. I've asked Mr. D, which is fine. So I think what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to make the best out of it, and I'm just going to ask you, message me. You let me know what you're thinking. I know it's not anonymous, but it's okay. I want you to be honest so that way I can, if, because we don't know what we're doing in the fall, right? Honestly. So if, and we don't know, but if we are in a similar situation next fall, we can make the most out of it, especially at sixth grade, because things are different, right? So anyway, there you have it. There's your week 9 stuff. You've got your lesson all set from Mr. Gegwich, and you're in week 9 folder. And then you also have that folder that can assist you with the additional technology troubles that you're having. And then there will be a survey that I will have flag up here about particular class feedback. So each of your teachers are going to be asking you to do that next week. So, honestly, maybe that's what you do during your class time for that 30 minutes. First period, log in, do your survey, first period. Second period, log in, do your survey for second period. That's just my little tip, but you decide how you spend your time. All right, guys, take care. Virtual hug. I do miss you very, very much. All right, bye, sixth graders.